Okay, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It is time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann Baldwin is the host of this program, and she's here to answer your questions about your lawn, your garden, your mulch, your fertilizer, your equipment that you use in your yard anyway. Yeah. And the phone number to call Carol Ann is a full-hour show. Carol Ann volunteers her time to do this each week with us, and we appreciate it greatly. So take advantage of this opportunity. Carol Ann is a master gardener. You need to know that. And she keeps up with all of it all the time over at the Southeastern, what is it called?
Over at the Ag Center.
Extension Ag Center, yeah. Anyway, the phone number here is 622-9622. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. How are you today?
Good.
Good.
I have one thing I want to tell you.
Yeah.
Before I forget.
Okay.
The other day, I was in my office, and I heard Inagata Davida on the radio.
Okay. Oh, just as a song on the radio?
Well, I guess one of the other hosts on the network was using it, and I thought the computer had somehow jumped and started playing your show.
Oh,
or your music.
Right.
I ran in there.
Yeah, quick look.
It's the actual Inagata Davida.
Right.
Yeah. So good. Good.
Hey, at least it was a good version, not like when we found some, it was like, no, they weren't good versions.
Did you really?
No, remember you had the one, what is it, on the commercial?
Oh, yeah.
On the promotion for it's kind of a weak version of it. It's just kind of a not,
By the way, I have a plant plant question.
Okay.
How come the little young apple seedlings are a brighter green than the taller one? They have a darker green.
Well, I think the top leaves on the bigger one are light green. It's the new leaves. Is
that what it is?
They're not mature leaves yet.
Oh, mature leaves get darker.
Yeah, they usually do get darker.
So that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, okay. And that's sort of when we think about. That's how you usually can tell new growth. If you're looking at things, it's bright green when it starts out, or some plants it'll be green where the rest of the plant is actually darker shades, like maybe into burgundies and things like that. Even that sometimes plants, or they come out with the odd color and then change as the plant matures.
Okay.
So it's
So nothing to worry about.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
I'm like a dad.
It's a little babies. And he's got a forest sitting over here in a pot behind the scenes over there. A whole bunch of little children ready to.
Hey, I don't know anything about farming or gardening or anything.
Right.
But if anybody ever tells me you cannot grow an apple from an apple seed,
an apple tree, right? A tree itself, we don't know the outcome of what it'll be.
Oh, the apples themselves,
but because it's funny because I'm sure everybody who listens to this, or a lot of people who listen to this, are also, either pay attention to some other gardening blogs or whatever. And there was one that somebody said, well, you can't grow them. You can't grow an apple tree from an apple seed, and it's kind of going, yes, you can. I've got one sitting here, and somebody else replied, yeah, I have one too. I planted,
Really?
And,
really?
And it's just, and as we had that article, not necessarily all the seeds. That one that I had from, I think it was Popular Science, I posted onto the page. We don't know what it'll be.
No.
If it ever fruits, we don't really know. I mean, the only thing we could do would be to the way to make it what you want it to be would be to graft it later. But we'll see whether or not we can just maybe see if we it'll encourage.
I'm just amazed
or whatever.
by it's kind of like seeing God working.
Anytime you're planting plants, it's like that. I mean, each little tiny seed is a complete plant. It is.
Isn't that amazing?
It's everything it needs in there is something, and you can see it kind of like with a peanut or a bean seed that you can actually take and split in half. And the little end, that's the little embryo, is that little tiny piece in there. And so it is. It's a fascinating, gardening's fascinating. It's a fun experiment in life.
I think I have 3 Appleseed guardians now. You? Lori Williams from Bob
right.
and a lady named Judy. Judy. I just can't remember Judy.
Yeah.
Judy News. Lady came in here. Yeah.
So.
And by the way, I have 2 that are ready to go.
2 more that are ready for adoption. Ready for guardian.
I don't have any books right now.
No.
Because I do have an apple seedling book that I wrote, which has nothing at all to do
with apple trees, but it just has to do. Actually, has more to do with Inktober.
Well, it has more to do with apples as a metaphor for potential, like human potential. That's what it is. You ready to jump onto the phone?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
I love apples, and I love the subject of apples. See, one of the homes that I bought up in Wisconsin, the people were very into big gardening and trees, fruit, or apple trees or whatever. And one apple tree had 3 different kind of apples, and it was really different and neat. Now, that was what they call grafted. Now, how is that done? And does that have to be done when the tree is real young?
It is better when the tree is smaller. Usually we do grafting when a tree is about the size maybe of a magic marker. So it's still like a whip, but it's not a tiny little sapling, but still basically just a sapling. And those little trees, excuse me, can be, a bit taller. We do that with citrus when they're real little. Possibly on the apple trees, we're waiting, especially if it's going to be more than one variety, you're usually waiting till that tree has got at least a little more of a trunk, because you're taking branches and you're grafting onto a specific branch, or you're topping it and you're putting individual grafts up into the center of that. So you might need them a little wider than a regular, like say a Sharpie, but maybe like one of the fat Sharpies. You can picture a magic marker sizes to be able to graft that. But they're grafted on, and what's nice about that, especially if it's an apple and it's 3 different apples, well, one, they're pollinating each other usually, so that takes care of having to have 2 trees. And the other is that you have apples ripening at slightly different times, or ones for different uses. You might have one that's a real sweet table apple, or one that you'll have a few that maybe, that you get just different flavors on there, for different uses. You might have enough, but you're not necessarily going to get enough of any one of them to overwhelm to where you're wasting apples or things like that. You just have a nice few different tastes, few different flavors on there.
It was such a great thing because you had a wonderful eating apple, and then again you had the tart apple for pie.
Right. And you might even have one that might be a little bit more of one that you might make into a sauce, or use for apple butter or things like that, or that you're going to make into a preserve. And I mean, they do that with citrus. They do it with the apples. I believe they can. I mean, they can do it with several different things. Peaches would be another one. And that just gives you the opportunity either to have them ripening slightly different times, or having different varieties right on the same, with citrus, different varieties actually on the same tree, like say a lemon tree and a lime tree and a tangerine together. On some things I don't recommend putting the grapefruit on with the smaller fruit when it comes to citrus, just because the grapefruit has a tendency to be stronger and overtake on things like, on your smaller fruit.
Yeah. Can you buy an apple tree that's been grafted?
Oh, sure, you can. I'm not sure if you're probably not going to find. I mean, they're all grafted here in order to get a maturity. But if you're thinking to make say a cocktail apple tree, you're probably not going to find one here. I don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to.
If I would go up to Wisconsin and buy one and bring it back, would it grow down here and be okay?
Probably not. Probably not, only because the apples that are grown in northern states need a lot of winter time to go into dormancy, rest, and come out to fruit. Any of them that are growing down here, not just apples, but peaches, pears, plums, a lot of fruits like that, are what they call they have low chill hours. It means the amount of hours they need to be dormant is very short. Usually for our area, you're looking at about 250 hours at below 40 degrees. And if you think about Wisconsin, how many hours do you have? I mean, a 40-hour week is, we get 240, let's see, 240, let me get a pencil out here, see if I can figure it out. If you figure that our night times at 10 hours to get 240, you only need 24 days of temperatures below 40 degrees, and that's usually can be done with night times for us. That's, and if you think of it, a 10-hour night, but if you think of a 24-hour day where we have, highs, just around 60, you got a lot more temperature below 40 during that time period. So hours of what they call short day. Even trying to get something from Georgia, again, is a short, for a short enough day, you'd have to go with the varieties that actually will thrive here. And there are quite a few of them. I have the site brought up. I just got to find the chart that'll give the varieties for it, and then I can let folks know. But I know there's the Anna, the Einsheimer, where Einsheimer's one that's not in big favor now. The Golden Dorset is another one, and that one actually came from the Bahamas and brought into Gainesville. And I'm trying to see, there was some others. Tropic Sweet is another one. Where are we going here? Florida Agriculture. But there's a few of them, and that they would be suited for our area to do that kind of tree.
Okay, real quickly, now, one of the nice things about an apple tree in spring are the very fragrant blossom. It's just absolutely wonderful.
Right.
Will Larry's tree blossom like that down here?
Eventually it should, because his was a gala, but we did I had an article that was in a Popular Science magazine that said actually that apples do not come true to seed, so it could be any of its parentage that made it a gala apple is what it might be, which it's not necessarily a bad apple, but we're just not sure what it might turn out to be. And each of these seedlings could all be different. We don't know.
Yeah, thank you very much, and stay cool.
Oh yeah, you too. Thank you. Yeah, it is kind of the fun with that is that, but I think the gala was one when I looked it up, and I'm not seeing it because I don't have the chart. This is just within an article that's listed a couple of the other ones. I guess the Tropic Sweet is one. Local apple selections. I have to find that other chart that actually gives it. That you're looking for ones, but I think it would be kind of cool to find one that was already grafted with more than one, and just see whether or not that would actually, for people with a smaller yard, but you'd like a few apples, that's where that comes in nicely, because otherwise, two trees.
When I was a kid, I had I was planting peach pits.
Okay.
Never once did one come up out of the ground. So I don't know. Maybe.
Well, you know what? You never know, because it could be that you planted it and it took a long time and it got mowed over by Dad. That or you forgot about it, Mom saw it, pulled it up as a weed.
I guess could be,
because and that very hard shell that they have. I think when they start them commercially, they're more than likely they're starting with tissue culture or little suckers off the plant and just starting it from a plant. But to start it from seed, you would actually, the best thing to do would be to take a file and etch through that hard outer shell. There's actually a pit inside of that. Inside the peach pit, there's actually the seed.
So now I planted it. This is up in New York, so we had a very small yard.
Right.
And I planted them near the septic tanks because I didn't care about eating them. I just thought I wanted to see it grow.
Right.
And it never did. And I don't think they would have taken the lawnmower over there, but who knows?
You never know.
Who knows?
But
we have to take a break.
Okay.
And let's mention what you have to give away.
Okay, yeah, we have 4 tickets today to tonight's.
I can't remember.
It says it on here. I just saw it. Wednesday night's production of Menopause the Musical. It's over in Tampa, though, at the Stars Center. And so, but we've got 4 tickets. If anybody here during this break or whatever would like a pair of them, or if they could use all 4 of them, because the show is tomorrow, so it's like running out. Wednesday's show at 8 p.m. at the Star Center. It's the production of Menopause the Musical. It's a 90-minute thing with a lot of parody songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
And there's at least one star in it. It's the lady.
Yeah, it says Cindy Williams
Right.
from
Laverne.
Laverne and Shirley. Right. That was Shirley from Laverne and Shirley.
Right.
Yes, I watched the show when I was a child. But it says, inspired by a hot flash and a bottle of wine, Menopause the Musical was created as a celebration of women who find themselves at any stage of the change. Laughter-filled 90-minute production gets audience members out of their seats and singing along to parodies from classic pop songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So anybody interested, if anybody wants to call during this break, we'll see if we can get them. Yep.
It is tomorrow,
It's tomorrow's show at 8 p.m.
If we don't give them away, then Friday all they are is worthless pieces of paper.
Right, you can use them for a bookmark after that.
But if you want them, they're up for grabs, and you have to use them by tomorrow.
Right, so you got to come by today to come get them.
All right, we will take a little break and be right back. Remember, the number is 622-9622. If you want the tickets, call us during the break. You will not be on the air, and if I don't answer, that means you don't win, because I'm only going to answer one call. Unless
somebody only wants two.
Yeah, unless somebody wants two, then I'll answer the second call. We'll be right back. This is WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, partly sunny. A thunderstorm in some areas during the afternoon and evening hours. The high 90 to 94. Then later Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low 72 to 76. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm in some areas. The high 89 to 93. Thursday, partly sunny with a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Have you gotten plenty of those dwarf ever-blooming azaleas for just $3.99 at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala? If not, you've still got time this week. But hurry, because they usually sell out fast. Gorgeous dwarf ever-bloomers in the reddest red you've ever seen, just $3.99. Want to save up to 20% on cute and artsy stuff for your garden? Then go inside their genuine, old-timey greenhouse. Hundreds of items, including bird baths, fountains, statues, yard art of all kinds, and much is marked down 20%. Also, don't forget to stock up on Bob Wine's famous pine straw mulch. Won't blow away, won't float away, and it's yours for as little as $4.75 for a big bag if you buy 10. Check the website, then go to Bob Wine's on Southeast 38th Street. Daily till 4:30, Monday through Friday, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
You know how frogs are so hoppy? It's because they don't smoke or have COPD, otherwise they would be flip-floppy. If you want to quit smoking to prevent yourself from croaking, come to A Better You for a good acupuncture poking. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, with A Better You Healthcare to stop smoking today at 352-615-5566. 352-615-5566.
You're thinking about selling your home, but where do you start? Easy. Call Angie at 352-361-8359. Angie works with you to get your home sold. Angie is more than just an agent with Roberts Real Estate. She's a pro with heart. Call her at 352-361-8359, and you will know you have the right person.
I'm Angie Umpleby, and I'm looking forward to working with you when you call me at 352-361-8359. That's 352-361-8359.
All right, 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and let's return to Carol Ann Baldwin in the garden with Carol Ann. By the way, it is, I just was looking at it, Carol Ann, 82 degrees, and there's now a 50% chance we'll see rain this afternoon. So
yeah, let's hope we get some rain. I mean, we need it to help us cool down. It's been hot out there. If anybody has been outside, watch out, get your gardening done early and, early or very late, but even then it's been hard to cool down in the afternoon unless we've gotten some rain. So be careful out there. Watch out. And I guess lightning has been horrible lately. There was a guy a couple of weeks ago struck by lightning in, I want to say, New Smyrna Beach or somewhere over there.
Right?
And then
wow.
Some homes have been struck throughout the state, and somebody else was struck recently. It's like, wow, be careful. So if you hear the thunder, get under cover, I think is what they tell you. And never used to, as a child, that was one thing. That's the one thing I always missed in Florida, especially when my daughter was little. When I was a child growing up, I grew up in New Jersey. Is when it started raining, my mom was get out of the house and go play. It's summertime. Go play in the rain.
Oh, no.
Go play in the rain. Go play. Play in the puddles. Play in the and here in Florida, it's like in the summertime, it's starting to rain. Get in the house. You don't know where the lightning's at.
Oh yeah.
For us, just because those storms come up quickly. But it is a good time of year to collect your rainwater if you have the ability to. I know many subdivisions, and there's articles that run out there that you're not allowed to collect rainwater in these states. It's illegal. And
what?
I don't know if that's actually even true. I've not gone. It's like, how can someone prevent you from putting a bucket outside to collect a little water to water your plants with? I mean, some communities, many of our gated communities, our adult communities, HOA areas, don't allow you to have rain barrels. But if you have houseplants, I don't think anybody's going to stop you from taking your little bucket and setting it outside on the back porch, collecting up some rain to water your houseplants with, so you're not killing them with your water softener water. If you got a salt water softener, you need to use some other kind of water to water your houseplants with.
Yes.
Because you'll kill them over time. That's just like over fertilizing them with something like a Miracle Grow. Using that kind of stuff too often, you'll actually burn your plants up. But and some of these, if you have the ability, the water that comes down as rain has a nitrogen source. It's interesting that when it comes down, it is a source of nutrition. That's why we always see in the springtime we might be running sprinklers constantly trying to get the grass to grow and to green up after the winter, and it doesn't do much till that first rain happens, and then looky here, everything is green.
When it rains later, I'm going to put something outside, and that's how I'm going to water my plants.
Water your plants. And you could always, if you've got an empty jug, you can always collect the water and then pour it in a jug and put a cap and just say for the trees.
Will it be better than the tap water?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because tap water, you've got city water coming out of these pipes, so it's got all kinds of chemicals in it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we don't drink the rainwater only because it would need to be filtered, but...
Why? Why does it need to be filtered?
Because it's not necessarily clean. Air pollution, things like that, occur, whatever's in the air, But, with if you had a special filtration, you can drink any water, they say. But,
I know.
Yeah.
Do you trust those things?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Really. No. I'll buy a case.
We had a guy on one time, and that's what he was selling was camping stuff.
Oh, right.
And everything was fine except that one thing that you put water in it.
Well, but the thing is if you're camping in an area that is so remote that you do not have a supply or cannot carry in or have a supply of clean water, or that you think it probably is clean. Unless you're somewhere where you are getting it out of a puddle. But if you're getting it out of a stream or something like that is coming through, and if you have a filter, it's going to generally be pretty good.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
It's just when he was describing sewage would come out clean.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
That's one of those kind of things. You go, don't tell me I'll be drinking that.
What?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. But then again, they also claim that the water that comes out of the water treatment plants and that is sprayed out on some of the the reclaimed water actually is clean, but they won't consider it potable. Right. Just in because the amount of chemicals.
We have less than a minute. We had a guest on the other day. I wanted to share this with you real quick. Vegans don't get B12 because B12 is a byproduct of an animal.
Okay.
Eggs have it, and whatever. Do you know? Is there any nut or anything that has B12 in it?
I have no idea.
So vegan is you got to be careful if you're a vegan.
Oh yeah, because vegan you're actually eliminating. It's not natural for a human being to be a vegan. Our teeth are not designed like that, and so our bodies were never designed to eat.
That's what I always thought too. Yeah. So go get a hamburger.
Yeah, or have eggs.
I love eggs.
The incredible edible egg. All
right, we were up against the break. Let's take that break.
And we still have tickets?
We still have tickets.
I understand it is short term. So if you're...
Tomorrow, Tampa, Mariposa Musical, Cindy Williams, they're free. Yep. We got 4 of them. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster.
I've been as nice as I can, as long as I can, but we got to get some balance. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but there's got to be some fairness.
President Trump talking about trade at a rally in South Carolina last night. This morning tweeting, Harley Davidson is using tariffs and a trade war as an excuse. Harley's moving some production to Europe to avoid tariffs on motorcycles made in the United States. A new plant was announced in Thailand earlier this year after the president pulled out of a treaty that would have lowered import tariffs in Asia. At the Capitol.
After twice being delayed last week, House Republican leaders are planning a vote this week on a wide-ranging immigration bill that would include a path to citizenship for young immigrants brought to the U.S. illegally as children and provide $25 billion for a southern border wall. It would also allow parents caught crossing the border illegally with their children to be detained as a family.
Fox's Jared Halpern in D.C. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Dad, what are you doing?
Cramming for college.
I'm the one going to college.
Yeah, but we need to figure out how we're going to pay for it all.
Discover Student Loans.
Discover does student loans?
Yeah, they're one of the top student loan lenders in the country. It takes 15 minutes or less to apply, and there are no fees for the life of the loan. Best of all, I can earn cash rewards if I get good grades.
Really?
Yeah, we still have time to apply and get a great rate.
So I can just chill. College kids still say that, right?
No one says that, Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's. Because at Lowe's, pros save money on trusted brands that make it easier to get the job done right. Stop in during Bosch Tool Days and get up to 40% off select Bosch tools and accessories. From cordless power tools to saws, routers, sanders, and rotary hammers. Power up today and save. Just stop by the Pro Desk at Lowe's or visit lowesforpros.com for details. So, Pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Offer valid through July 4 while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase.
Here is your one-minute news brief. The Marion County School Board will vote today to decide how their public school resource officers will be funded this coming year. The school board is considering 56 school resource officers between 3 different agencies at a cost of about $3.8 million. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies say a Port Orange woman was arrested after she allegedly tried to abduct 2 children along with hitting their pregnant mother. Apollo 11 astronaut Buzz Aldrin is suing 2 of his children and a former business manager, accusing them of misusing his credit cards, transferring money from an account, and slandering him by saying he has dementia. A feisty alligator was found in the parking lot of a public supermarket in Sarasota. And Disney Springs' newest restaurant is set to debut on Thursday. It is called Terralina Crafted Italian and features authentic cuisine inspired by Italy's Lake District. The menu includes artisanal pizzas fired in a wood-burning stove, chicken parmesan, capellini, and gnocchi. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, partly sunny. A thunderstorm in some areas during the afternoon and evening hours. The high 90 to 94. Then later Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low 72 to 76. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm in some areas. The high 89 to 93. Thursday, partly sunny with a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Tired of looking at stained carpets, dirty tile, or grout? Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Make your flooring look great again. Stains, pet odors, allergies. Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. From serving our country to serving our community. Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Residential and commercial. Their work is guaranteed along with your satisfaction. Check their website, silverbackrestoration.com. Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security, 629-3223.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, 82 degrees, a 50% chance we'll see rain, most likely early afternoon. Let's return now to In the Garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to answer your questions, and the phone lines are open. If you'd like to call, the number is 622-9622-622-WOCA.
And just going through, we'll get past the apples. There's a couple good apples there that are for Florida. You don't see them on the market, really, though.
What are they called? Yeah.
The ones that
So,
were
in other
done,
words, these are going to more likely produce apples?
These would be cultivars. Oops, what did I do? Skip my page. That are fruit quality of apples, cultivars for Florida. These are ones that are actually would fruit here. that the chill hours
Nice.
is down and things like that.
Nice.
Now the Tropic Sweet is, I think that's a Florida.
What's it
definitely
called?
Tropic Sweet.
And you don't find that in the grocery store.
I don't know if you can find that in the grocery store, but even the tree. The Tropic Sweet, I think you might. That one you might. But I mean, usually in the grocery store, you're going to find the northern apples and stuff, probably because they may keep better. They may store better. Because apples go into cold storage, and they can keep for years. Kept at the proper temperature and humidity, they'll sit in there. I mean, I guess over time they will begin to lose quality. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 varieties here on this chart. The Anna, the Golden Dorset, and the Einsheimer are 3 that you
Einsheimer?
can. Einsheimer, S-H-E-M-E-R.
That sounds like a German thing.
It is. It is.
Einsheimer.
Yeah, but those 3
Einsheimer
trees.
a day keeps the doctor away.
Those 3 are trees that you will find as trees for sale, locally.
Oh, really?
The other ones, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. There's one Mayan, Mikel Schumit, Tropic Sweet, and Lelah. Ella?
L-E-L-A-H?
E-L-A-H.
Ela?
Ela, maybe.
Ela's
But
coming.
those ones, you may, to find those ones, you may not.
Ela's coming.
No, it's not Eli. Not spelled right. But, those are, something, if you're actually looking for apples, that would be the ones. Only because some of the ones, the chill hours on, where was it? There's my chart on chill hours. Some of these other ones where I said hours, are the low chill hours. Where'd it go?
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Let's see. When I lived in Bellevue, I had a pear tree. Mm-hmm. So now pears apparently grow in Florida.
Yeah, there's several varieties that grow here.
It seems like it'd be the same kind of a thing.
No, but there's specific varieties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's the Florida Home. There's hood pear. There's pineapple pear that'll grow here. There's several different. I think there's more varieties of pears that'll grow here than apples.
We don't have enough pear-based food items.
Oh, I don't know.
We don't have pear pie.
I think there is pear pie.
Pear pie?
Yeah. Or you can have a pair of pants or a pair of socks. How many pairs you want? Yeah, but.
Now, do you think if I went to Publix and said, "Do you have any pear pie?" They'll say, "Well, I can make you one."
They would probably tell you there's a recipe for it, and here you go.
A recipe.
Yeah, make your own pear pie. Gnocchi.
Gnocchi?
Yeah, gnocchi.
Is that how you say it?
G-H-O-N or however.
Gnocchi?
Yeah, gnocchi. But
did you hear us talking about this?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Italian restaurant gnocchi.
Yeah, but different kind of stuff. Just something to change the subject.
That's
here
potato, by the way. Gnocchi is mostly
but it's potato. Yeah. Here we're almost to July. It's like scary to think. Hard to believe that June is over. July's coming up. The extension office is going to be closed on the 4th, as probably every county building around. So if you have any questions, you might need to get them in. I'd probably say get them in this week, just because of the sake it's slow. That it's summertime. There's not a whole lot going on out in the garden landscape. Maybe some pest issues. Maybe some disease issues in the lawn and landscape. But we're not doing a whole lot of planting only because of the heat. It's not the most favorable time of year. The vegetable garden is pretty much going into a rest period unless you've got some of those really heat-loving kind of plants like okra, eggplant, southern peas, and things like that. This would be a good time to either maybe in the early morning hours fix yourself up some new beds, get your other beds ready and prepared if they had any nematode issues, which you can tell when you're pulling those tomato plants out of the ground. If those roots are gnarly or knobby, come up with some other adjectives that mean that they don't look like nice, attractive, what a nice smooth root would be. Tangled. Well, tangled, though, come out anyhow, but just a nice smooth root. There's a good chance you had nematodes, and you can help. You're not going to get rid of all of them, and you're never going to get rid of them permanently. This is Florida. They're going to come back. We grow constantly unless you stop growing plants that are susceptible to them, which are, if you're going to grow vegetables, too bad you're going to have them. But you can prepare those beds. Do the solarization now, and that will help it going into your fall and winter gardens and into your early spring.
Ready for the phone?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, it's you again, real quick. See, we've had our first corn crop in Florida yet?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how come there wasn't no? Doesn't Zellwood have a big corn festival? I didn't hear anything on the radio about it.
I think their corn festival went away a few years back.
Oh, really?
I think it's one of those ones at the economy and stuff like that from a few years back that just, by the way of some of the festivals. But yeah, our corn is the first corn that comes on the market.
Right.
Usually, I mean, there might be some more still coming through right now, but it's just one of those that now it's coming from further up the country. I think most are predominantly, and we'll get it probably a second harvest of corn, later in the season. For consumable corn, but I'm not sure when the Zellwood Corn Festival used to be, but I think it went by the wayside with the economy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I always thought it was in early June, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it probably was. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Well, wait a minute. I got 2018 Zellwood Corn Festival. 2018 is something Googled. To visit. Let's see if it comes up. Let's see. Trying to read and talk is hard to do. I'm not real good at it. But let's see. Festival dates. See if it will. That's not what I wanted. That wasn't what it was. Okay, it's not giving me, not offhand to be able to see it real quick. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. It was like Memorial Day weekend. So it was the end of May. It was the end of May.
End of May, yeah. I often wondered, the first crop versus the second crop, which one would be the better? Because the first crop is actually growing in the dry season, so it's got to be watered, whereas the second crop that's growing now is getting plenty of water. I just would wonder if that would be a better tasting corn.
Actually, I think the second crop hasn't been planted yet.
Oh.
Usually that's probably going to go in about August. And harvest August, September, October, probably early November for like a winter fall crop. But it would also be irrigated. I mean, not need to be irrigated as much, but. All of your corn is heavy feeder, pretty heavy on the water. Disease issues and things like that in early spring, or the insect pest pressures, I'm not sure if that's less in the springtime, but I always know that first corn always tastes really fantastic, probably because I've been craving it. Love that fresh corn on the cob.
I'm talking years back. You never seen that, like the bicorn, the white and the yellow together. So that must have been developed like maybe in the 50s or 60s or so.
It was when I was a kid. It was in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. Their bicolor corn was there because Mom used to get that or get white. Yeah, I'm a white corn snob. Give me the Silver Queen corn anytime. I just, it's a favorite of mine. So, but the bicolor, I just prefer the flavor.
Yeah, it's certainly much too yellow corn, but the blend was a perfect corn.
It was a nice corn. It did make it nice, and it was also pretty on the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go out and buy some corn.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So how do you cook your corn? I have a question.
I like to do it on the grill, but I keep it in the husk.
In the husk.
I'll trim it and I'll soak it, and I'll wrap it in foil because I really don't want the charred kernels.
Okay.
I know those are the ones they always do. I'm not a fan of burnt tasting foods, but it just when you soak that corn a little bit and it steams in the husk and it just it gives it a little bit of the nutty flavor from the husk and things like that.
Well, the only reason I'm asking, I've never done it that way, but everybody recommends it that way.
Right.
But there was an article the other day about a lady who had, I can't remember what was in the husk. Like when she opened it up, it was either a lizard or...
Oh, my. Or worm, probably.
or like caterpillar, something like that.
Yeah.
That would be.
Oh well, shoot! When you're a kid husking it, because we boiled it as a kid, and you're sitting on the back porch peeling them open, and it's going, ew, there's a worm, and you're throwing that one to somebody else.
So
I did. Yeah.
So if you cook it in the husk, you easily could be cooking a critter.
Yeah. and it's gonna fall out when you. But usually, like I said, I trim mine.
Give this one to Uncle Howie.
Well, one thing and it's funny when you grow corn at home, it's not one of the easiest crops to grow. At least here in Florida, it's not. But you can get some actually very amusing results, because one year at the extension office we grew our little patch of corn there,
right.
And we always would have a party for July, because 3/4 of us who worked out in the vegetable garden had July birthdays, usually within the first 2 weeks of July. So we'd have our own cookout, have our corn, get burgers and hot dogs. July 2nd.
Oh,
so it's actually next Tuesday.
All right.
Or next Monday.
Well, I won't see you till after your birthday.
Yeah, that's it. So, so one time what we did was trim them, rinse them, trim them, wrap them in some foil, throw them on the grill. So we did not know what any of this corn looked like. So one dear friend of mine, he gets his hamburger and all that stuff, and he grabs an ear of corn and unwraps it, and it had one fat kernel of corn on it, just one. No other corn on it.
Oh,
and it wasn't that it had been eaten. It was that it was not pollinated.
Oh, my God.
So I said, Bill, go get another one. Go get another one. So he gets another one, and he unwraps it, and he's just ready for some corn. And it had 2 kernels.
Oh, no.
Finally, on the third try, he finally got one that had some, because we didn't check it or anything. But you can actually, when you go in to buy corn, don't peel the back down on those ears of corn, because that begins to dry that out for the next customer. When you look and you go, oh, I don't want that one, and put it back. Right. You can feel them. Just take your hand and run, down there. You can feel if there's kernels all the way to the end.
Makes me want some corn.
And so, I know. Now I'm going to.
So what kind of butter do you put on your corn?
Just butter.
I mean, actual dairy butter?
Oh, I like butter. I'll do margarine.
Too.
It doesn't matter. But
you
lots
like
of salt. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It just has to drip down the chin. Yeah. I like a little corn with my butter and that kind of thing.
Hey, before we go to a break.
Yeah.
First of all, if you want these tickets to the
Menopause the musical,
I don't know what they're worth, but they're for tomorrow in Tampa. It's a hard sell. It's kind of
it is because it is tomorrow night.
But it's a really good show. I mean, it's in Tampa, so it's kind of a pain for locally people. But you can call during the break, and we'll give them to you. I also have 2 pots that have little tiny apple tree seedlings in them.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the big one.
Right. Well, you got to keep the pop.
But if you would like to be a apple tree seedling guardian, the only thing you have to agree to is when you pick it up, I take a photo of you
with your tree.
Yeah, with your tree. Yeah.
There you go.
And you will be the 4th and the 5th guardians of the apple tree seedling.
Right.
So if you would like them, just call me during the break, or if you want the tickets to the Menopause the musical, either or, we'll take your calls during the break. If I don't answer your call, that means you weren't chosen. It's going to be at random. So
and we also have a Bob Wine's gift certificate, so we could on the first one who wants that can have that as well.
Yeah, that goes out too.
Yep.
So don't take it if you don't want it, or whatever it is. Just leave it for somebody else. But if you would like any of the things we just named, call right now. 622-WOCA, and we will be right back.
There you go.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-280-2144. 800-280-2144. 800-280-2144. Call right now. That number again is 800-280-2144.
Need help getting something awkward, large, or fragile, expertly packed or custom created and shipped? Call on the professionals at PackMail. PackMail can ship anything, anywhere, and will find the perfect solution to even the most difficult shipping problems. From that big screen TV to an antique china cabinet, no item is too large or too delicate for the professionals at PackMail. Go online to WeShipOcala.com. That's WeShipOcala.com. PackMail ships anything, anywhere.
Attention WOCA listeners. Do you or someone you know have an outgoing personality with great organizational skills? Well, WOCA is looking for a few good people to join our marketing reps team. You get to meet other great people and business leaders in our community. WOCA Radio offers flexible schedules, great income potential, and some really great fringe benefits too. So if you enjoy talking to people and getting paid to do it, this may be the right choice for you. Apply within or send your resumes to careers@WOCA.com.
Why not serve a delicious, intimate, and very easy dinner from Honey Baked Ham of Ocala? They have about the best ham produced ever, and turkey breast or beef pot roast or pork roast.
I thought they just served whole or half hams or turkeys that you picked up at Thanksgiving or Christmas.
They have so much more. They have a cafe and do all kinds of hot and cold catering. They'll do most of the work while you get all of the credit.
Where are they?
Southwest 27th Avenue, right behind Best Buy. Give them a call at 861-0011.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequal. So personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Thank you, Ronnie. It is funny listening to that. I know we're getting hungry.
The conversation on corn is like, wow, it's
thinking,
time for
a hamburger.
Yeah.
You know, we went to a roadside stand.
Oh, okay.
The other
Okay.
day.
Food truck?
Yeah. Not a truck, but like a tent or whatever.
Oh, okay.
They set it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice.
Huh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, they had everything going there.
Nice.
They even had a refrigerator.
Yeah, you have to.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to refrigerate. Yeah, you got to refrigerate product.
So anyway, yeah, and you know what? Everybody has always told me, and I know you're going to cringe when I tell you this. I've never actually. I don't think. I mean, somebody's going to tell me yes, you have, but I don't remember having a farm-grown tomato as opposed to a store-bought tomato and knowing the difference or tasting the difference. But I swear it did taste better. It tasted more tomatoey or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The tomato from
and the thing is,
I don't know where it was grown.
The thing is, sometimes if you have them, and if you go to a restaurant or whatever, and they have sandwiches and stuff, and you're getting sliced tomato on your hamburger,
you don't even taste it.
You don't taste. Well, that or sometimes they're so cold that they've ruined the tomato. Tomatoes are not supposed to be refrigerated.
Maybe
they
that's
can be
it.
kept
Maybe
cool.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But my tomatoes sit on the counter at home until if I slice it, yes, okay, it'll have to go. But I try to use that within a day. You know, you don't leave it in the fridge. You use it like today, my salad for lunch. I have some tomato with it. Tonight, hopefully when tonight I get home late, so I may actually eat the other half when I get home now before I go to work, the tomato, so that it's not sitting in the fridge.
Right.
But it really does ruin the flavor of a tomato to put it in the refrigerator.
So I think I've discovered the best ratio for me. This is my taste. The thick meat doesn't do it for me. It has to be a relatively thin hamburger.
Oh.
And I know I used to always make them like pile high, like an inch thick,
Yeah.
But I really think it's the ratio of lettuce, tomato,
all the vegetables to go with it to make it a really good. Yeah, I'm usually a quarter-pound burger if I make mine at home.
And that's pretty thin compared to
right, as compared to you go to a restaurant and they advertise a 1/3 pound or half-pound burger, and I mean that's a massive burger. But the quarter-pound burger, nicely seasoned with, like you say, the lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions.
o'clock?
I know. It's like, oh my God, what am I having? What am I having before I go to work today?
A funny thing, and I think this is old, so once again, I'm on something after everybody else has already been on it. But have you seen these videos with cats Where people put cucumbers behind the
Yeah, and the cat's, for some reason, terrified of cucumbers.
What the heck is that about?
I have no idea. And actually, you know what? I have a cat at the house. I might have to try
That
it.
is so funny. I want to try it.
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure if they think it's a snake.
I don't know.
Or something that it's just suddenly it's there, and they turn around and it wasn't there when they
Oh
walked
my gosh,
up.
it makes me laugh every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm not sure how that works.
For those who've never seen it, if you ever go to YouTube and
and look up cucumbers and cats.
Yeah, right.
Cucumbers and cats. But yeah, and every one of them, the cat jumped.
I know.
And ran.
I know, it's
and like I
crazy.
said, I'm not sure if it's because something was placed behind them. After they had walked past, and they just saw it, and
that would be
or if it is that they don't know what that is and think of it as a predator.
But would they jump if you put an apple? Somebody must have tried that.
Yeah, somebody's going to try it.
I'll try that.
I'll
look.
You don't have a cat.
No, but I'll look on YouTube and see if somebody's done that. Apples and cats.
Yeah, apples and cats, or or why is that? Anybody a vet tech or something like that who's knowledgeable on animals maybe can let us know if what.
So what do you do for your birthday?
Is.
What are you doing?
I got to work.
Yeah, but you have a weekend.
I have the day off before. I don't have every
really?
weekend off.
Really?
No, I just had my weekend off. So, yeah, no, I'm going to work. I don't know.
What would you like?
I have no idea. Not really.
You don't have a wish list?
Nah, that's my daughter always gets.
Do you have a bucket list for things to do before you die?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not really anything written down. It's more over, just seeing the country, see the world, see the country, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Go experience. Go out and experience what
Have you ever
see the beauty of the world.
Have you ever seen the Rocky Mountains?
No.
I never have either.
I've never been. I was 5 years old when I went to Missouri. So tell me how much that where I'm at now, how much I remember really. Yeah. But
I think I'd like to see the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
Love to see a lot of the country. Because it is a beautiful country. Even our state, to go explore our own state more. And that I can do now, but
You're right, though. We all should do that more.
Yeah, just be a tourist in your own state.
Yeah.
And learn about it.
Do you know? By the way, gardening and tourism. I got one thing to say, two things really to say. I think Silver Springs is doing it too. Rainbow Springs is really doing it well. They have like a gardening club, and what they're doing is they're planting these little 10-foot by 10-foot gardens, and everybody just volunteers to do it. I guess until they're gone.
Oh.
It's all. If you remember, and this is going to be ancient history to everybody. They used to have a rodeo at Rainbow Springs. I mean, when I was a kid, I actually worked there. Yeah, it was a rodeo. And so that whole area where they would do the rodeo is being used as this like community garden, and it's really amazing to walk through. Yeah.
Huh. But it's at Rainbow Springs?
In Rainbow Springs State Park.
State Park.
If you walk down the trail, don't go toward the water. Go the other direction, to the left, I guess you would say.
Okay.
And just keep walking, and eventually you're going to get to this community garden. Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Never knew that. So if you're in that area, and go visit your state parks and county parks and community parks. Nice places.
They are. They're beautiful places.
Support where you live. And see, and be thinking about what you're going to do in the fall gardens and things like that. And next week we can talk about those. And of course we'll probably talk about more heat, and we'll probably talk about rain. And we're all
there's
nothing so far, knock wood, in the tropics. But even then something a little bit tropical can help change the weather pattern a little bit and get us out of some of this excessive heat and the high humidities. So.
Air conditioning is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It can be a very nice thing, but when you work out, when I'm getting ready to go out in it now to spend the rest of my day, to go spend the rest of my day outside is going to be, makes quite a warm day.
Caroline, we can't tell you how much we appreciate this enough. You brighten up the week. It's just such a nice break from politics and all the other things.
Politics and news.
People argue about. Bad news all the time. So a gardening show is outstanding.
That's it.
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Enjoy your day. Happy birthday.
And thank you. And if anybody's going to be gone for the 4th, everybody have a wonderful 4th of July. because that's next Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. That is next Wednesday already.
It is.
Well, we'll see you before then, right?
Yep, sure will.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. Illegal immigrants caught with kids will now not automatically be referred for criminal prosecution. That's how those cases were mostly handled before a crackdown last month led to children being taken away.